It's Wednesday, November 26th, 2025, day 330 of what's becoming the most dangerous weather year on record. We've got a catastrophic blizzard devastating America right now. This historic storm system will completely destroy Thanksgiving plans for 85 million Americans across the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. We're witnessing the most severe Arctic blast in 15 years plunging southward. We've been tracking this meteorological disaster for weeks now. What comes after this current blizzard will shock you even more than the conditions we're seeing right now. Stay with me because at exactly the 5-minute mark, I'll reveal the terrifying storm sequence that could make this week look absolutely mild by comparison. We have blizzard warnings covering 450,000 square miles across Wisconsin and Michigan's Upper Peninsula right now. Winter storm warnings extend from Minneapolis all the way down to Grand Rapids, affecting 12 million residents. Storm chaser Brandon Kopik is reporting live through the WeatherWise app, documenting the first catastrophic snowflakes falling in Houghton, Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Visibility has dropped from completely clear to near zero in just 15 minutes. Conditions are deteriorating at unprecedented speed right before our eyes. This feed looked completely different just minutes ago, so things are getting worse really, really fast. The storm is intensifying far beyond initial projections. This region faces 30 inches of snow accumulation by Thursday evening, enough snow to collapse roofs and strand entire communities for days. The most dangerous phase occurs between right now, when I'm filming this, and around the time this video releases. So this afternoon represents peak intensity. Things will start calming down slightly with snowfall intensity this afternoon, but that's when the real nightmare begins. Siberian-strength cold air will penetrate deep into the central and northern United States, triggering the most dangerous phase of this weather emergency. This Arctic intrusion will supercharge lake-effect snow machines across the Great Lakes, creating localized snow disasters that could last for days. Michigan's entire state faces severe conditions. Not just the Upper Peninsula and northern Ohio will experience dangerous accumulations as well. Your Thanksgiving holiday will be severely impacted by heavy lake-effect snow across northwest Pennsylvania and upstate New York. Family gatherings could become survival scenarios. This massive low-pressure system generates sustained winds of 50 mph, equivalent to tropical storm conditions across the Great Lakes region. Extreme thermal gradients will create rapid temperature plunges as the cold front advances. A 40-degree drop in just 6 hours is entirely possible. This Arctic air mass will reach unprecedented southern latitudes for late November, affecting areas that rarely see such extreme cold. Everyone behind this blue boundary line will experience what we're calling the Great Thanksgiving Freeze. Temperatures running 25 to 35 degrees below seasonal norms. Here are some shocking Thanksgiving temperatures while everyone's getting ready for their holiday feast. North Dakota will experience life-threatening 4-degree temperatures. That's actual air temperature, not wind chill. With sustained winds, wind chills will plummet to minus 15 degrees across the northern plains. Frostbite becomes possible in under 10 minutes of exposure. Des Moines face mid-20s, while northern Wisconsin, buried under snowpacks, struggles to reach 20 degrees for high temperatures. Chicago's 31-degree high represents a 28-degree departure from normal. Central Pennsylvania and upstate New York face similar mid-20s temperatures throughout the day. Even as far south as northern Georgia, we're looking at upper 30s during the day on Thanksgiving, the coldest holiday temperatures in over 20 years. This brutal cold front arrives precisely during traditional Thanksgiving dinner hours, making any outdoor activities extremely dangerous for families. Overnight Thursday into Friday brings even more severe conditions as Arctic air continues its relentless southward march across the continent. Northern Florida and Nashville face upper 30s by Friday morning, with Nashville dropping to a shocking 26 degrees, unprecedented for this time of year. Minnesota experiences life-threatening minus 4 degrees Friday morning, the coldest November temperatures we've seen since 2014. The Minnesota-North Dakota-South Dakota border region faces the most extreme conditions, with sustained sub-zero temperatures lasting through the weekend. Notice the dramatic temperature gradient. Warm conditions persist across western states, while the east experiences this deep freeze. This extreme weather configuration will dominate our entire first week of December. There's absolutely no relief in sight. Remember my earlier warning about what happens after Thanksgiving. This is where things get really interesting and frankly terrifying. We're already tracking our next meteorological monster developing in the Rocky Mountains. This isn't hyperbole, this is meteorological fact. Immediately following Thanksgiving, a second devastating storm system will come around the mountain, bringing more chaos on Black Friday. Extreme pressure gradients will generate destructive winds and heavy snow from Idaho, extending across the Central Plains starting Friday. As early as Friday, northeastern South Dakota faces another round of heavy snowfall, communities still digging out from today's storm. Watch this low-pressure system undergo explosive cyclogenesis as it crosses the continental divide and really cranks up intensity. Saturday, November 29th, brings a classic Midwestern weather disaster, widespread heavy snow from the upper Midwest extending south to St. Louis. This storm will completely bury Iowa under snow along with most of Illinois and Wisconsin, a true multi-state emergency. Even central Missouri faces significant snowfall Saturday. Areas typically mild in November will experience genuine winter emergencies. Heavy snow spreads into Illinois, Indiana, and potentially Ohio by Sunday. We're talking about 3 consecutive days of dangerous winter weather. This represents the most impactful Midwestern and Great Lakes storm sequence we've tracked in recent memory. While this storm is still over 100 hours away, meteorological patterns show extremely high confidence in this scenario developing. This isn't speculation or wishful thinking. This is a locked-in weather disaster approaching rapidly, and we need to prepare. Fortunately, this system loses significant strength before reaching the East Coast regions. The storm essentially fizzles out before impacting the interior Northeast and New England in any major way. However, meteorological models indicate another storm system developing right behind this weekend's disaster. This third system shows potentially catastrophic intensity for early December. Though confidence remains lower, the signal is absolutely unmistakable. I won't elaborate further on that system, but December's first week could bring truly unprecedented weather disasters. As promised at the beginning, here's the terrifying truth about our upcoming storm sequence that will completely dominate December weather patterns. Before we dive deeper into December's weather horrors, today's sponsor, Delete Me, protects your personal information from dangerous online exposure. My extensive online presence means constant personal information exposure, and honestly, yours is equally vulnerable right now. Hundreds of websites called data brokers actively collect and sell your name, address, and phone numbers to anyone willing to pay. This information exposure makes you incredibly vulnerable to scam, spam, and potentially devastating identity theft scenarios. Delete Me provides comprehensive protection against these serious digital privacy threats that affect millions of Americans. Delete Me removes your personal information from hundreds of data broker, and people search websites without outsourcing the job to anyone else. They handle everything safely themselves and provide detailed privacy reports showing exactly what information was found and what protective actions were taken. Wirecutter named Delete Me the #1 data removal service in the country. That's professional recognition of their effectiveness. I personally recommend this service for protecting your family's digital security in today's connected world. Visit joindeleteteam.com Ryan Hall and use code Ryan Hall for 20% off all Delete Me consumer protection plans. You'll find the direct link conveniently located at the top of this video's description. Remember to use code Ryan Hall for your 20% savings on Delete Me's comprehensive protection services. You'll really appreciate the peace of mind Delete Me provides. Now let's get back into our critical weather forecast coverage. Between now and Sunday, combining both devastating storm systems here are the shocking snow accumulation projections from the National Blend of Models. This represents a comprehensive mixture of all major weather prediction models, potentially conservative for some areas. Some regions could exceed these forecasts significantly, particularly in persistent lake effect zones around the Great Lakes. The St. Louis area could receive 3 inches of snow from the second storm alone, highly unusual accumulation for November. Michigan's Upper Peninsula faces 29 to 30 inches of total snow accumulation, primarily from today's devastating blizzard conditions. Even portions of Ohio face 2 to 3 inches of snowfall, demonstrating this storm's unprecedented southern reach. The entire lower peninsula of Michigan will be buried under more than 12 inches of snow from both storm systems combined. New York, Pennsylvania, and Northeast Ohio face additional heavy snow from persistent lake effect enhancement mechanisms. Some locations could accumulate close to 24 inches of total snowfall from this entire weather sequence. Northern Illinois shows 10-inch accumulations in our forecast, primarily from this weekend's second storm system. Everyone in this highlighted region faces extremely challenging Thanksgiving weekend conditions with dangerous travel. If you're traveling through these areas, please expect significant delays, cancellations, and potentially life-threatening road conditions. We're becoming increasingly locked into this dangerous cold weather pattern for the extended period. The Great Lakes region faces sustained below-average temperatures extending 10 days into the future, Wisconsin particularly affected. Cold temperatures will expand deep into south-central United States over the coming week ahead. Limited ridge development maintains near-average temperatures in the southeast and west coast, but bitter cold dominates everywhere else. The overwhelming meteorological story for the next 2 weeks is unprecedented cold for this time of year. Some of the coldest temperatures of 2025 will penetrate deep into the southeast over the next week. Even areas expected to remain above average over 10 days will experience bitter cold during the next 4 critical days. The first Arctic blast brings dangerous conditions across traditionally mild regions that rarely see such cold. Limited warm air advection attempts to moderate temperatures briefly as our weekend storm system approaches. Another devastating Arctic outbreak follows right behind the weekend storm system. This one could be even more severe. Temperatures plummet to 40 degrees below average from Texas northward to the Great Lakes region. My goodness! Another massive storm system threatens early December as this pattern remains extremely active and dangerous. Previous forecasts showed potential hurricane development. Now we're tracking Arctic blasts and blizzards instead. Things are going to be active. Something significant will definitely occur in December. The atmosphere shows unprecedented energy and instability right now. Current indicators lean heavily toward continued cold and snow rather than any tropical development scenarios. As new meteorological data arrives, we'll provide updated forecasts with specific details and timing information. We're entering the most meteorologically active period of the entire year. Buckle up for an intense ride. Heavy precipitation will also affect the south with 2 to 5 inches of rain between Houston and New Orleans. The Jackson, Mississippi area faces significant rainfall accumulation over the next 7 days as well. Gulf moisture feeds these northern storm systems while simultaneously producing heavy southern rainfall. Please monitor rainfall conditions closely across the southeast region during this extremely active weather pattern. Please like this critical weather update, subscribe for emergency notifications, and check out our live storm coverage. Yabot provides exceptional real-time traffic camera coverage of these blizzard conditions and transportation incidents. This live 24/7 coverage offers the most comprehensive real-time blizzard documentation you'll find anywhere. Search for Yabot on YouTube for continuous live coverage of this developing weather emergency. Tomorrow, I'll spend Thanksgiving with my family. I encourage you to prioritize family safety and togetherness. Happy Thanksgiving to our entire weather-aware community. Expect comprehensive coverage Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as conditions deteriorate further. You're going to see extensive updates as this dangerous weather pattern unfolds. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.